The Apple's new iPhone 5 came out yesterday. It was a bit of a yawn for the technorati, but our own Rob Searan says it won't be for consumers, and it probably shouldn't be for Apple investors. Rob, talk us through kind of the high points here, or the snoozy points.
Well, to watch it actually was quite boring. I mean, when your highlight is talking about a new connector you have to connect, a new cable to connect your phone to your computer, that's not...
Plugs are so sexy.
That's not a great sign. But the key is that a lot of the improvements are below the surface, things you don't necessarily notice on first glance. Like the battery lasts longer, the processor works faster, so it'll make it a better phone to use. And the screen's a little bigger. I mean, these are all kind of small things, but there was
no real wow factor in the hardware, which is what sort of people have come to expect a little bit. But
it gets harder and harder. You think about it, 5 years ago, you could introduce a phone, and it was great. No one had seen anything like this before, so it was, wow, this is really impressive. But now, everyone's pretty much seen a smartphone, so you want just one that's slightly better than the one that's in your pocket.
Right.
It does a good job on that.
Also, it's not like if to the extent iPhone sales have slowed a bit, it's probably because people were waiting for this one, and now, well, people like me are probably going to order one of these tomorrow. But
full disclosure.
Why change? Basically a form factor that works and something that works, that revolutionizes the business, that people are still willing to buy by the tens of millions. They're making it better. There's no reason to make it a gimmick or eye-catching in some way.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we were talking before. It's like a 911 from Porsche. It's a great design. Everything changes under the surface, but it stays the same on the outside. And there's kind of appeal to that. And the other thing is, as we were saying, is that there are a lot of people who simply don't have smartphones now. You go outside the U.S. and a lot of people just...
I mean, you made the point last night in your piece that, that the sales of this ought to really eclipse sort of the previous one or pretty quickly. And it looks like the analysts are kind of following up with that this morning. There are upgrades on the stock. I mean, so despite this kind of geeks kind of saying, wow, this isn't so good, but I mean, there is a lot there maybe for investors.
Apple's more than just a geek market now. Everyone uses the phone. And it also makes over half of Apple's profits. So there's going to be a lot of demand for this phone, and that's going to lead to a lot of profits for Apple. With Apple trading at a discount to the average stock on the stock market based on the price to earnings multiple, that means Apple's stock is probably going to do very well over the next 6 months or year.
All right, we'll leave it there, and we'll be back with more Breaking Views tomorrow.